Deacon Sakari, we back at it like a crack addict. They done let them bruise in the dough in this wicked industry to shine the light. They done let them bruise in the dough. Oh shit. They done let them bruise in the dough. Shalom. They done let them bruise in the dough. They done let them bruise in the dough. We ain't going nowhere. Hebrews. They done let them bruise in the dough. They done let them bruise in the dough. Look, Joe Biden need to free Dark Low. The hell is wrong with dude? No Alamolek, but I got perfect vision in the dark. I'm a lexicon, I'm a megalodon, all my verses ripping them apart. Mosaic law, what the church is missing, it's the worst religion from the start. In my soul, where the word is written out, that circumcision of the heart. I'm rocking my fringes, I'm in Seattle, rocking like Hendrix. No industry gimmicks, you rappers are finished, I'm kicking the door off the hinges. Throwing stones like you sinless till you get the business. You should have repented in a minute, this truth is endless. They loving the image, I know what happened to Kim. I keep my pencil on point, no sharpener. Used to weigh pounds to throw, I lay down the flow like carpenters. She causing division in the sisterhood, I'm marking on. I'm preparing the way for the harvester, I'm a harbinger. Cops hop out, we bail on them. Leviticus, I like my fish with scales on them. Ask Chief Ephraim, he could vouch. We be putting in the work while you sitting on the couch. Camp haters quiet as a mouse. Yeah, already shout out to my brother Austin Trout. Just as a reminder if there's doubt, I wear every single fringe even when I'm in the house. Get all your truth music at deaconsakari.com. That's 9 albums. We even got a couple free for y'all. Support the cause, y'all. I see a lot of haters. I knew it would come with it. Rap game full of evil and sin, and I don't want none of it. They bite my style. They just want to take it and run with it. Sakari Varsity Online Academy, specializing in Hebrew apologetics. Come learn how to defend the gospel. Email sakariseattle@gmail.com. Limited registration. Or your one-hit wonder list. You can call me the deacon, but just put the strong right in front of it. World of sin, sedition of men. I know the Most High is my ruler. My neighborhood full of drug deals, blood spills from fire and Rugers. These niggas getting crazy. I seen them do a drive-by in the Uber. I tell them come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of Lion of Judah. But some people think we finally back on. Children's Bibles with black and brown images. I know a lot of y'all been waiting. A lot of people on back order. We still got some though. Put your order in before it's too late. I'm gonna start having them regularly, Lord willing. But get it in, let's go. Hit me up, DM. Even your head wrap, stay dipped, stay brewed, dripping. All right, deaconsakari.com. All right, y'all, go to czyn.network. czyn.network. We done with Patreon. No more Patreon. czyn.network. You're going to get videos too hot for YouTube or early releases. So go sign up. Promo code Deacon Sakari. Promo code Deacon Sakari. Promo code Deacon Sakari. Not only do you get Deacon Sakari's content, you get Guerrilla Hebrew content, Hassad content, other camps putting their content on this platform. We need our own app, so sign up using promo code Deacon Sakari. czyn.network. It's our own app, our own platform. The white man can no longer subvert or hide or try to censor this truth. So sign up and get this heat. Promo code Deacon Sakari. Promo code Deacon Sakari. Promo code Deacon Sakari. CZYN. Introducing Super Thanks. YouTube has now added a feature where you can donate if you missed the live show by just clicking the heart button with the thanks on it. It'll be on every video. It'll highlight your comment to bring more attention to your statement. So if it's on your heart, super thanks. Shalom. Popping mollies and putting powder in your nostrils. We be in the trenches, needles under benches, we be giving them the gospel. I keep 12 Sakari members with me, we be moving like apostles. True. Some distances is dead traps, hair rascals, you still a thought though. The church don't even know the truth, they can even tell you an Israelite. And the Arabs selling you all the switches and the malt liquor are the Ishmaelites. You can show a nigga slave ships in the Bible, still won't get it right. Until the time's out, then a nigga gotta find out what them missiles like.
Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Let's start this off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. We do so by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai. That is the name of the Heavenly Father in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, as well as the name of the Son in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. As you can see, I got this shirt on. Jesus was an unarmed black man. But for some reason, whoever I got this from printed it way over here. It needs to be centered like right here. But either way, you know, I'm representing. I gotta represent because I'm fresh like a peppermint. So at the end of the day, you get the message. It is what it is. Even though it's crooked, maybe I should turn my hat that way. Turn my hat the same way as how as my cricket print. Turn my hat the same way as the cricket print. Anyway, how's everybody doing? I know this was a long time coming. I've been speaking with Alizar about. I've been speaking with Alizar, aka the Gorilla Hebrew. I've been speaking with him about setting up a debate or discussion with our brother Billy Carson, and so he advised me that we needed to put him under a microscope and kind of scrutinize his doctrine, because it is indoctrination and it's pseudo. He sounds real smart to somebody who's dumb. Uh, he sounds really smart to somebody who's dumb. Just to be real with you, we're not here to put the brother down. We're just here to be real. He's got a lot of motion, a lot of movement, millions of views. So this is a formal invitation, and this is we're not even going to go into everything that he has put out there, because we have to save some for a potential future discussion with the brother. This is going to be just a quick couple jabs. You know, we ain't even gonna throw no right hands today. This is a quick couple jabs. You know, no hooks, no straights, no uppercuts. Couple jabs, couple slaps. Really. Um, yeah, we would love for in the near future to set up this dialogue with a Hebrew Israelite leader, and Billy Carson. All right, let that be known. I think that will be that will be big. That will be big. Sometimes he thinks that. Sometimes he thinks that. Yeah, he believes in aliens. He also believes that I think um, the God of the Bible is Satan. Seen a couple things about that. Uh, you know, all you got to do is fact check people. That's the problem with the black community. They see somebody in a suit talking eloquent or intellectual, and they don't fact check. It's very simple. The first time I even listened to Billy Carson, which I just could not, like, people been sending me his videos for a while now, and I just could not listen to 4 seconds of it because of what he was saying. So yesterday, last night to be exact, I said, you know what? Let me take a look at it. It may be time through the Spirit of God, and everything is on God's timing. It's time to start reaching out to Him and setting up a discussion. I did hear, I don't know if this is true or not, that he is backed by some Jewish people. So would I be surprised? No. um, but I don't know how for sure that is. I did hear that though. Uh, let me see 1 second. So I finally took a look at some of his content last night. It's this one particular video. It's a YouTube short that everybody's sending me. So I decided to watch that one. And I just did a simple fact check, literally just one Google search and debunked that whole video that has 6 million views. 6 million views, that YouTube short. It took 3 seconds for me to type something in Google to debunk that. But our people do not do the work, do not do the research, do not do the digging, do not do the fact checking. They just want to hear something good. Oh, it sounds deep. It sounds philosophical. It sounds esoteric. Let me take it, perpetuate it, propagate it, and share it in the day of this woke age. We are in the woke age. But like I said, whatever he wants to talk about, we can talk about. And you guys might say, well, Deacon, he believes that there's 11 dimensions in the universe. What if he wants to talk to you guys about that? Sure. Well, why, Deacon? How can you go to the Bible and how can you involve the Bible in that? See, Israelites are too religious. A lot of you Israelites are way too religious. And a discussion, our discussion and is going to be based off of our theology anyway, because it's embedded in us. So sometimes the focal point of the discussion may not be the actual text. There's other ways to bringing it home. There's other ways to bringing it home to the text. You may have to go here, there, over here, and over there first. And you may want to just show our people, look how bugged out this shit is that he's saying. Right? So I want to play a couple clips from him and just show you guys, just fact check. Don't just say, whoa, he was on CNN. Whoa, he was on Tasha K. Whoa, he was on this channel or that channel or this website and that website. And he has 1 million views. So what he's saying has to be right, right? Don't be like that. And I've seen somebody in the comments. Maybe there's somebody in the comments who learns from him. If you would like to come on here and talk, we can talk. Just let it be known. But you have to be somebody who is really a pupil of him to come on here so you don't misrepresent him. But the floor will be open. Because somebody came on here and said, I love to see how you guys debunk him. He has text that predates the Bible. There's a lot of text that predates the Bible. There's a lot of text that predates the Bible. And just because something predates anything, it doesn't make it more valid. Somebody said, what? That's right. That's right. The point is who did the God of the universe tell to write his word down in text? Or oral traditions. Who did the God of the universe give that to? What people? And which text? Because nobody could argue that the Bible is an ancient text. You can't say the Bible was composed a few hundred years ago by some white people. There's literally ancient texts, and there's no ancient. Well, let me not telegraph, but what I'm about to expose today, a source that he said there is no ancient text to the source that he quotes in this video that he has 6 million views. Nobody can argue the Bible that we have today is predicated off of ancient manuscripts. That just would be a little kid, a little second grade kid, if you wanted to argue that. That's so stupid. We wouldn't even entertain that. But I'm sure Billy Carson would agree. Billy Carson agrees that a man named Jesus actually existed. He agrees. So he's at least he's got that. But I also let's just get into this. I want to say fair use. Fair use is going to be our thoughts and comments on this content. It's going to be our thoughts and comments on this content. All right. I am going to share my screen and show you guys what everybody's been sending me. Now, I told the Lord, I told the God of the universe, Lord, I want to learn and understand your word, your prophecies, your wisdom. And I want to make myself available and accessible to the Israelite community, no matter the status of the individual. But some of you guys that reach out to me, I just can't believe that you niggas take this and say, Deacon, is there any truth to what he's saying? Deacon, do you hear that? What's your thoughts on that, bro? If you're falling for Billy, I'm saying this to you Israelites. If you're falling for Billy Carson, you need to just stay off of you need to stay off of social media for a while. You need to just stay off of social media, fast from it, fast from social media, and just keep your head down in the Word of God. Because I just can't understand how you niggas be like, what's your thoughts on this? Is there any truth? Can you debunk this? So let's just show how easy it is to debunk his most viral video. Fair use. Fair use. Let's take a look.
Just like if you read the Epic of Gilgamesh, you discover that's the true story.
You hand me that there popcorn maker there, boy?
Just like if you read the Epic of Gilgamesh, you discover that's the true story of Noah's Ark. And well, they copied it from the Epic of Gilgamesh. It's not.
So, okay. The Epic of Gilgamesh. They have a story about a flood. And so he says the Bible copied the story of the flood, Noah's Ark, from the Epic of Gilgamesh, which the Epic of Gilgamesh does, well, the text predates our oldest text, yes. I believe that's from think it's for sure Mesopotamia from, I think they'll date that to like 2000 BC. Let's take a look. And I don't think he says he's a scholar. So that's good. I don't, yeah, 2000 BC. Well written, 2100. They're going to say 1200. Yeah, from Mesopotamia, written in Akkadian, 2100 BC to 1200 BC, right? Now, he doesn't say that he's a scholar. At least I haven't heard him say he's a scholar. So that's good. A scholar would know that parallelism does not denote plagiarism. Okay? Parallelism does not denote plagiarism. That is an age-old scholarly phrase. That is an age-old scholarly phrase. That's just like saying me telling a story about Michael Jordan, and then somebody coming 500 years later, or no, it being passed down, that same story being passed down, and then that people write about it. It's a universal event, sir. Every ancient civilization has an account of a flood. Why? Every ancient civilization has an account of the flood. Why? Because 8 people survived it and repopulated the earth. And those 8 people passed that story down. This is why every ancient civilization has an account of the flood, because it's so simple. Right? Somebody said because it happened. Because it happened, 8 people survived it, repopulated the whole earth, and passed the story down. Nobody took it from anybody. Let's continue though.
Separate stories, it's the same exact story being rewritten.
So yeah, it is the same exact story. Yes. You can't say, oh, it's the same story, but they stole it. It's the same story, but they stole it. It's the same story because it happened. So she's going to ask him, so who was Jesus? Watch this.
Was Jesus then? What is the story?
I believe that Jesus, his real name is Yeshua. First of all, he was a real person that did exist. I've been to the house where he grew up in Egypt because
he been to the house where Jesus grew up in Egypt. And of course, it's a white Jesus there. Did he sign off on this? They said it's by Billy Carson. So he been to the house and eat. Damn, take me there. Why haven't I been there? It's gonna get worse, everybody. It's gonna get worse. Now, he's gonna say he been to the house in Egypt where Jesus grew up. But watch this. But I want to say this too. You cannot deny even with how many millions of views he got and how crazy he talks sometimes, there is so much information and research. Tell her. There's so much information and research out there where historians corroborate that the man who the world calls Jesus Christ actually existed. So at least my brother knows that. But he might be preaching a different Jesus. Of course he's preaching a different Jesus. I've been to his house where he grew up. Now, watch this, everybody. Jesus was only in Egypt for maybe 3 years, 2 to 3 years. He didn't grow up in Egypt. So for you to say that is for you to say the Gospels, the New Testament Gospels are not accurate, and that you have a text from around that same time that's more accurate. Because the New Testament Gospels, when you know your history, when it says Quirinius was ruling, which that's not an exact time. There are problems with that. But if we just stick to Matthew chapter 2, it says from the time Jesus he killed all the kids under 2 years old, and then he died, and that's when he told Joseph to go back to Jerusalem, back to Israel. So it couldn't have been more than 2 or 3 years. You're saying that Jesus spent most of his childhood in Egypt. That's not what the text says. We're gonna prove that in a second. Somebody said, "Do you have a passport?"
If you remember in the Bible, Jesus disappears from the Bible at the age of 12. You don't see him again until he's 32.
So he's saying that Jesus went to Egypt when he was 12. And then he's going to say he went to Tibet. So from 12 to 32, he went to Tibet, and it's 30. It's not 32, it's 30. Because he had a 3-year ministry. And you keep showing this homosexual like this is Jesus. The Bible does not say that. The Bible says that he went to Egypt as a child for a couple years until Herod died. We're going to get that. Don't worry about it.
Where does he go? The Gospel of the Holy 12, which was left out of the Bible, has the answer. He goes to Egypt. He was learning the Egyptian mysteries. From there, he went off.
Why wasn't he teaching the Egyptian mysteries? Why was he teaching to keep the law of Moses?
Up into Tibet to learn Reiki healing and Qigong, and that's been confirmed by the Dalai Lama. And then he left from there and went down into India to learn the mystic arts, teaching reincarnation all the way back to Egypt. And then the Bible picks up, I call my son out of Egypt, and then you see him appear on the back of a...
So now, you guys hear what he said? He said, when the Bible says, I have called my son out of Egypt, then that's when Jesus appears on a donkey at 30 years old, right? Watch this liar. I gotta call you what you are, brother. That's a lie. Because you have to be more educated than this. Matthew chapter 2. Look at this. So let's take a look, right? When did Herod die? Watch this. When did Herod die? Okay, he died. They're going to say in between 4 BC or 1 BC, right? And they're going to say Jesus was born around this time. So if Jesus was born around this time and Herod died right around the time Jesus was born, up to 2 years old, because remember, he killed the kids under 2. This means that in Matthew 2 and 15, Matthew 2 and 13. And when they departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise, take the young child and his mother and flee into Egypt. The young child, he's an infant. Let's see if he spent the childhood in Egypt or not. And flee to Egypt, and be thou there until I bring the word. For Herod will seek to kill the young child and destroy him. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother, and they departed into Egypt. Verse 15 is key. And was there until the death of Herod. How long was he in Egypt for? Till the death of Herod. When did Herod die? Approximately 4 BC circa. That's only a couple years. Not a whole childhood in Egypt, this whole fixed house. Nigga, Big Mama's house is still standing today. That's fake. Imagine Jesus having an actual house in Egypt and robbers and thieves and it's not guarded by military. They would get some of those precious artifacts. Those would be on sale right now, being sold on eBay for $100 million. Then he lied and said, yeah, see, so when it said, look at that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of by the Lord, by the prophet, saying, out of Egypt have I called my son. He said that happened when he came back as a grown man riding on a donkey. Oh yeah, he just came out of Egypt, at 32. And so that's what that scripture means, that it might be fulfilled. I have called my son out of Egypt. You guys see how easy it is to debunk and dispel this madness? And all you guys are sending me this like it was just that deep. And what's wrong with Israelites? They just want to hear something good. They want to hear something new. Oh, look, I got this new secret knowledge. I know where Jesus went when he was 12, from 12 to 30. No text says that. Then he says the Holy 12, the book of the Holy 12 Apostles. I have that book. Here's the thing, brother. You're saying that was left out of the Bible. There are no ancient manuscripts for that. Let's look that up real quick, right? Let's look that up, right? The Gospel of the Holy 12. Look at this. The Gospel of the Holy 12. He says this tells you that he went to Egypt at 12, then went to Tibet, then went to East India or India to learn the mystics of art. First serialized in the Lincolnshire Star newspaper between July 30th and 1898. Let's see if we can find some ancient manuscripts. Like how we have the Old Testament. We can find that in the Dead Sea Scrolls. We can find that in the ancient Greek Septuagint and the ancient Masoretic text. Like how we have the New Testament. We can find that in the ancient Byzantine text, which was merged together to be called the Textus Receptus. We can find the New Testament in the ancient Codex Sinaiticus, Codex Britannicus. The ancient Latin Vulgate. We can see the New Testament text. So let's see with this Gospel of the Holy 12 if we can find some ancient texts to substantiate these writings here. Now watch this, everybody. It presents vegetarian virgins versions of traditional teachings and events described in the canonical New Testament. So, really, why they even made this, and you're going to see why they created this, was to promote veganism or vegetarianism and say, oh, they didn't eat meat. They treated their animals well. And this is back then they're trying to promote vegetarianism. Now, watch this. The first collected edition of essays or lections by the author, a former clergyman, Reverend Gideon Jasper Richard Osley, the devil, was published in 1901. So it was published in 1901. By the time Osley's death, the title was out of print, but the executor of his manuscript, Samuel Hopgood Hart, 1865 to 1958, reissued the text in 1924. There have been numerous editions published since the 1950s, and the title remains in print and on the internet. Anybody can go get this PDF and read it. It's ridiculous. Why? Why can somebody take a pseudepigrapha made up out of thin air, fake writing, attempting to be packaged as if it's ancient text, put that out to the world, get 6 million views, nobody questions it? Why don't you debate him face to face instead of attacking his content? We are open for a discussion with Billy Carson. And so he put his content publicly on YouTube. And so we're responding publicly to the content. All right. Nobody's Billy Carson isn't the big badass guy on the block. He's not even a PhD scholar. And we've took down many of those, sister. So I don't know if you know who we are, but you will learn rather quickly. Anyway, so now watch this though, everybody. The Gospel of the Holy 12 presents vegetarian versions of traditional teaching events in the canonical New Testament. The first collected volume was issued at the order of the men in the Templar Society of Publishing and Print. Now watch this. Pay close attention, y'all. Pay close attention. And we're not attacking him. We're just open rebuke is better than secret love. We love the brother, so we have to correct him. Listen to this, everybody. The explanatory preface. Watch this, everybody. The explanatory preface, meaning the preface of the book, the preface of the book, the Gospel of the Holy 12. I want you guys to listen closely. Referred to an ancient manuscript. So in the book, this was back in the 1900s. They have since removed this though. Back in the early 1900s, the book, the Gospel of the Holy 12, in the preface it said, oh, is this based on an ancient source? A manuscript preserved in the monasteries of Tibet. So they tried to allege that the book was predicated on an ancient manuscript that was somewhere hiding in Tibet. Now, I want you guys to listen closely. Watch this. At first, they did that, but they knew it wasn't going to hold up because the whole world was going to say, where the hell are they then? Let's take a look at it to make sure it's matching up. Let's take a look to see if it's valid. Let's date it. Let's compare it. Watch this, though, which has never been produced or proven to exist. And this is for all you guys that be believing in these, the Gospel of Mary, the infancy of Christ, the Book of Enoch, Jasher, Jubilee, the Book of Abraham, Like, if there is no complete, I'm not talking about a couple fragments. If there is no complete codex, or at least substantial manuscripts to corroborate this modern English translation, you cannot bank on that. Somebody said the Quran. No, the Quran has ancient. The Quran does have ancient manuscripts to prove what it's saying today is what it was saying back then. So they lied. This is good, right? So they tried to say that, you know, in the original books that they were printing of the Gospel of the Holy 12, that there was an ancient manuscript. It was never been proven to exist or even produced. In subsequent editions, watch this. In subsequent editions released during the early 1900s, the anonymous, why are they anonymous? The anonymous editors revised their claim by stating that the text was communicated by departed mystics in dreams and visions of the night. So when the whole world put them on the spot and said, we would like to see these ancient manuscripts, they then repackaged the book and said, well, no, we don't have ancient manuscripts, but we believe that this was transmitted orally. It was communicated by the mystics in dreams and visions of the night. Why don't somebody just get flaxseed therapy out of here? Let her go yell at her husband. One of you moderators, get her out of here. And let's pray for her husband, because she's in here barking like a Labrador. Like a Labrador at a Matador. She's in here barking like a Labrador at the Matador. Now look at this. Look at this, though. It says, the work remains unrecognized. The work remains unrecognized by academic biblical scholars. Oh, Deacon, but these biblical scholars are the same people that you call the devil. Well, we still have, if we're going to deal in the world of academia and scholarship, we still have to utilize some of it. Is everything they say 100? No. But we have common sense as well. Where the hell is the ancient manuscripts? And can you provide at least one scholar that will subscribe to your ideology? Maybe he could. We'll see once we set up this formal discussion, Lord willing. So no biblical scholars recognize this, the gospel of the Holy 12, and it has been dismissed by modern theologians and historians of the animal rights movement. In response to a campaign by People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, which claimed Jesus was a vegetarian, the Reverend Professor Andrew Lindsay referred to the Gospel of the Holy 12 in similar publications, stating, "Try as I may." Listen close. Try as I may, I can find no evidence for their antiquity, and I deeply fear that they are the works of fiction. Yes, this is live. Don't you see live on the screen? It's not a premiere. If it was a premiere, you would see premiere on the screen. If it's live, you'll see live on the screen. If it's just a video that I'm uploading, you won't see either. You'll just see video. Richard Allen A professor of New Testament studies has similarly stated, it appears that Osley created the gospel of the Holy 12 in support of animal welfare and vegetarianism. So we have Billy Carson, who is not a scholar, quoting a book that this white man created out of thin air to help support animal welfare and vegetarianism. With no ancient manuscripts to corroborate it. Billy Carson has a white wife. Let's check it out. So we have him trying to say the gospel of the Holy 12 says Jesus went to Egypt, Tibet, and India. This is a fabrication of his imagination with no scholars to substantiate it, with no ancient manuscripts to corroborate it. Let's take a look at his wife. Billy Carson wife. Oh, she's Asian? It looked like she's Asian. Yeah. I mean, I don't think he can't, I don't know enough about him, but from the little I've seen, I haven't heard him say anything about being pro-black. So this is expected. Somebody said that's his handler. Yeah, I can see this probably is his handler. Now, back in this, he said he appears in Egypt.
In Jerusalem at the age of 32. And that's where the Bible text picks him back up as coming back in. Just like if you read the Epic of Gilgamesh.
So he said that's when the Bible text picks him up as coming back into Israel, is when it says, I have called my son out of Egypt. We already proved him to be a liar. Billy said, leave his wife alone. It is Will. Oh, man. Now, he said that even the Dalai Lama said that Jesus went to India or Tibet. I'm sorry. Even the Dalai Lama said that. Really? You mean this Dalai Lama right here? Hold on. He said this Dalai Lama. Hey, Shalom, Brother Leon, for the super chat donation. Greatly appreciate you. This Dalai Lama right here?
Then I think finally here also.
You mean this Dalai Lama? That one, huh? This Dalai Lama is the one, look at, trying to tongue kiss this little boy. That Dalai Lama. Come on, bro. What type of, this is why somebody said, that he's backed by the Jewish community. Because he's getting his money, you know. He's getting his money, he's getting millions of views. Let's take a look at Billy Carson net worth. Let's see, Billy Carson net worth. He's worth approximately $6 million. So it's going to be hard to get him to have a conversation with some street scholars. He attended MIT to complete a certification on neuroscience. So he doesn't have a degree, it looks like, but he does have a certification, meaning he went to a program at MIT. Then he enrolled in Harvard University to study ancient civilizations. Author, TV host, music artist. So he does music. He's a TV host and he's an author. And that's what our people want to see. Our people want books. Oh, that's good. That's good. So let's hope. He said a long time ago that he'll debate anybody over the Bible. That's good. So I hope this message reaches him, and also we get some personal contact as well. All praises for that. Now I want to get something else here. I want to get this right here. Let's see. Sister Tanya Thor, I greatly appreciate you. I'll be in this next live. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let them know you have Hebrew Israelite leaders that would love to have a conversation of his topic of choice. Now, let's take a look at this, right? Let's take a look at this.
The Garden of Eden was a laboratory, an outdoor laboratory. It was enclosed and had guards at the gates. It even tells you there were guards at the gates in the modern day Bible.
So, Shamira Thawada for the super chat donation. Greatly appreciate you, sis. So the Garden of Eden was an outdoor laboratory. The Garden of Eden was an outdoor laboratory, and it had guards at the gate. He does not understand Hebrew cosmology. He doesn't understand Hebrew cosmology. And look at Dame Dash. Dame Dash sitting there eating it up. What do you mean? Wow, that's deep. Dame Dash, you gonna go tell your family that? You're gonna raise your kids saying that? This man should be in a crazy house. Who told you this? Where in the Bible does it say it was a laboratory? Where in any ancient source does it say it was a laboratory? And the guards by the gate. You know what's so crazy? He's saying that the guards are by the gate to not let anyone out or in. But here's the thing. The guards only got placed by the gate when Adam got kicked out. Genesis 3 and 23. Therefore, the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden. So he kicked him out to till the ground from whence he was taken. So he drove out the man and placed at the east of the garden cherubims and a flaming sword, which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life. He doesn't know what this means. He had to get this from Minister Farrakhan, probably. Because Minister Farrakhan, that's our brother, but boy, he be saying some crazy stuff. So he's trying to say that these guards were here before Adam got kicked out. That's a lie. That's not what the text says.
Keep them in and keep everybody else out.
So they would put humans in a garden as if it was a laboratory to watch them grow like fruit?
They would give them times that they could mate and times that they couldn't mate. This is all written in text.
This is all written in text. What text? Are you going to tell us? I would like to know. How about this? Let's look it up. The Garden of Eden was a laboratory. Oh, I know. I know what text he's talking about. But you know what? I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. The Garden of Eden was a laboratory. So this is on Ancient Aliens. The ancient text known as the Nag Hammadi. Okay, the Nag Hammadi codices. The Garden of Eden was a lab. Was a laboratory. Does the Nag Hammadi codices actually say that? Let's take a look and see. I hope this video ain't long. Okay.
December 1945. A farmer discovers a sealed earthenware jar.
Reptilian humanoids and anthropomorphic reptiles are fictional creatures that appear in folklore fiction and conspiracy theory. The search continues. Ancient text known as the Nag Hammadi codices describe reptilian entities interacting with humans, and ancient astronaut theorists believes these represent real reptilian beings from the ancient past, and it's clear from season 8. I don't want to play this video because I don't know how problematic the History Channel would be if we're playing their content. But yeah, I understand that. Where you come up with this comment needed. But I can tell you this. I'm gonna let this play. We would like to know which ancient text says this, that's referring to the Garden of Eden in the Bible as being a laboratory.
Treated like animals. When they created Adam, they created what they had hoped to be a version of a human that can replicate easily. So after they created him, they then tried to mate him with one of the existing hominids that they had modified, but it was more like a clone, and it still wasn't able to reproduce. So what they did was, in the Bible it said they took out his rib. They didn't take his rib out, they took blood out of his bone. And they took their blood, that's where the DNA is located, and they made a female clone from Adam's bone, which was...
Who told you this, or is this some unlocked brand new revelation that you got in the 21st century? How many people know that he took this straight from a white man? How many people know that he took this straight from a white man? A1 Elite, yes, we can. It mentions the rivers. I'm going to show you guys that he took this straight from the white man. Watch this.
So that became the most advanced female, and he was the most advanced male for Homo sapiens sapien. And they were able to then sexually mate and reproduce.
They were like mating down so they got the perfect human.
Right, that's what it was.
Wow.
The gar-
And look at damn that stupid ass. That's why Jay-Z. That's why Jay-Z left you and left you broke, because you're just an idiot. Now watch this. I'm gonna show you guys that he took that whole theory from a white man. This is a white man's doctrine. Watch this. Eve, the rib, and modern genetics. Eve, the rib, and modern genetics. In this article, it talks about how evolutionists claim that a population of human-like creatures evolved from a population of ape-like creatures. However, the true eyewitness account is very different. God directly created the first human being, Adam, from the dust of the ground, since none of the animals. But where is God in the world's first anesthesia? So this account in 1870, he had discovered the chloroform. We'll put it anesthesia, the rib. From sleeping with Adam, now God now removes the rib, the Hebrew word Tesla, which means rib. Start of translation, read slides. From this rib, God makes the woman, the uniqueness of her creation reflected. God's method of creating will reinforces briefly mentioned. Reyes, the Water King, greatly appreciate you. All praises that both man and woman were created. Now, see, he's already cut, because he's saying Adam was the first man that they created, the first human that they created, right? That I guess the aliens created. But in Genesis 1:27, it says, so God created man in his own image, and the image of God he created him, male and female created he them. He created them. Somebody's mad I this damn dash. Hey, he said he made Hove. Okay, make another Hove. Right? So he's already cut, because he doesn't even know that Adam, there was other humans. It was male and female created he them. Eve's descent from Adam. So this whole thing, now look at this. So I think a suggestion I heard from triple doctorate professor Dr. Arthur E. Wilder, who lived 1915 to 1995, God cloned Adam's DNA to make Eve. This nigga sitting up here acting like this. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I won't get a debate if I go too hard on him. Cecilia Robinson, greatly appreciate you. So he's not even telling everybody, oh, yeah, I learned this from the white man. I learned this from the white man. The white man is not quoting any ancient manuscripts for this. This is just what the white man believes. This is the white man's ideology. There is no ancient manuscripts for this. So he is teaching emphatically the white man's ideology. Because they taught it way before your black ass came on the scene, my brother. So if you look at this book by Chris Hardy, PhD, from 1949, I believe. No, when was this? DNA of the Gods. When was this published? 2014. It's published 2014? So in this book called DNA of the Gods, you'll see the same thing he's teaching. Chris Carty shows that the gods of the ancient myth, visitors of the planet Nibiru, created us using their own divine DNA, first through DNA extraction from their own ribs, marrow, and later by regular human females drawn. Human creation contain more alien DNA than the earlier male one, Adamo, and how the biblical Noah represents the perfection of her work, examining the war between the Anunnaki and so Jesus Christ. Man. It's all the white man's doctrine. It's all the white man's doctrine, ideology that he's teaching. No facts, no evidence. Hey, not a stitch of evidence. It's completely bogus. Inside joke. It's completely bogus. So he needs a piece of sugar. I'm gonna stick with it. So again, we in the Hebrew Israelite community, especially Sakari leadership, would like to set something up with Billy Carson. All you brothers and sisters out there, email him, Instagram him, go on his live show, and send him this video, send him a personal message, let him know we, his brothers, we're still brothers, will love a discussion on these topics here. Professional, peaceful dialogue, formal or informal. We would love it. So that's all I got. I didn't want to throw too many right hands, just a couple lefts, just couple jabs. We got to keep the rest in the bag for if he bites the bait, Lord willing, he does. Let's end this, everybody, by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. We do so by Shem Mashiach Yahushua. Until next time, if you're not a bug out like that, hit the like button. But if you are a bug out, Most High, hey, when the Lord sends a strong delusion, whew, it's almost impossible to come out of that. So, hey, let's fast and pray and stay on the narrow path. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Peace.